This video shows the procedure to prepare the bottom of the wall for the installation of Tyvek ThermaWrap R5.0. Begin by installing a 4-inch piece of either DuPont straight flash or DuPont flashing tape along the base of the wall, ensuring that 1 inch is installed onto the foundation. The flashing helps reduce air infiltration along the sill plate and also acts as a termination point for the Tyvek ThermaWrap R5.0 at the base of the wall. This should allow for any kind of cladding to start below that intersection and to cover the flashing so that it can't be seen. It's important that the flashing gets pressed tightly along all inside and outside corners for good adhesion. Once the flashing is installed, the next step is to install a bump out. The bump out must be a nominal 2-inch thick piece of wood or DuPont insulated batten CT. In this video, we're installing a 2x4. If you use the DuPont insulated batten CT, you can rip it in half. Install the bump out flush with the bottom of the wall. This video shows the installation of Tyvek ThermaWrap R5.0 on the wall. The first step in installing Tyvek ThermaWrap R5.0 is to strike a chalk line 4 feet above the top edge of the bump out at the bottom of the wall detail. The chalk line will help with the installation of the Tyvek ThermaWrap R5.0 as it's unrolled. Unroll a section of Tyvek ThermaWrap R5.0 and then place it on the wall using the chalk line as a guide. The required fastener must be a minimum of 3/4 inch long cap staple or a cap nail installed every 16 inches. Do not install fasteners within 9 inches of the window opening. This video shows the taping of all horizontal and vertical seams. The first step is to tape all vertical seams using 2-inch Tyvek seam tape. It will help to fold down all horizontal uninsulated flaps prior to taping the vertical seams. Once all vertical seams are taped, fold down any remaining horizontal uninsulated flaps and tape them using 2-inch Tyvek seam tape. It's very important that all vertical and horizontal seams and edges be taped. This will allow the Tyvek ThermaWrap R5.0 to function as an air barrier. Any air that enters behind the Tyvek ThermaWrap R5.0 can reduce the thermal resistance, or R value, of the wall. This video shows how to terminate Tyvek ThermaWrap R5.0 at the base of the wall. Begin by folding down the horizontal 6-inch uninsulated flap and fasten along the bottom bump out. The next step is to trim off any excess uninsulated flap, regardless of the bottom of the wall detail, and trim it flush with the bottom edge of the bump out. Then, using 3-inch DuPont Tyvek tape, 4-inch DuPont flashing tape, or DuPont straight flash, terminate the uninsulated flap along the bottom bump out. Be certain a minimum of 1 inch of either the Tyvek tape or DuPont flashing product adheres to the flashing that was installed along the sill plate. Run the tape along the bottom edge of the uninsulated flap, and then fold it underneath the bump out and onto the sill plate flashing. This procedure will reduce the potential for air infiltration. This video shows the detailing of window and door openings after the installation of Tyvek ThermaWrap R5.0. The first step is to make a horizontal cut along the top edge of the window opening. At each corner, make a 45-degree angle cut 6 to 8 inches long. The cut should extend to the outer edge of the bump-out frame. Do not cut or damage the flashing previously installed at the bump-out corners. After making the cuts, separate the insulation from the Tyvek home wrap top sheet and remove the insulation by making a cut along the top edge of the bump-out frame at the head. Next, make a horizontal cut along the sill. Again, make 45-degree cuts, but these cuts should be no longer than 3 inches. Cut from each corner of the sill diagonally no more than 3 inches. Now, use a utility knife and cut through the Tyvek ThermaWrap 5.0 down to the middle of the window opening. It's only necessary to cut the Tyvek home wrap top sheet at this point. Separate and remove the insulation from the Tyvek home wrap top sheet on both sides of the cut. The 45-degree cuts at both the head and the sill will create a flap that will extend to the outside of the bump-out frame. This allows you to remove the insulation to the outside edge of the bump-out. The insulation can be removed by either cutting or tearing along the outer edge. When using the DuPont insulated batten CT as the bump out and the DuPont insulated batten, due to the width of the DuPont insulated batten CT, it's necessary to make 2 vertical cuts 1 inch beyond the rough opening. These cuts should extend to the bottom edge of the DuPont insulated batten CT. Just like the jambs, You need to separate the insulation from the Tyvek home wrap top sheet. Remove the insulation by making a cut along the lower edge of the DuPont insulated batten CT.